Welcome back. What's up, guys? Life is terrible. How are you feeling, man?
uh, I said before the game, I was like, we got to win 3 of the next 4. And I didn't think this is going to be the one that we would
Yeah.
lose. Um, yeah, man. I mean, I think that there may not be anything worse than being a team that like perpetually turns the ball over in bad situations because it keeps making you think that you're a good team, right?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
you kind of go away from that game thinking we're probably the better team, but also Kirk Cousins just threw 2 horrible interceptions. I mean, neither of them were forced by the defense. They weren't good coverage. It wasn't pressure on Kirk Cousins. They
Yeah.
were just miscommunications where he just threw the ball away. And then we have Dalvin Cook fumbling on their 15-yard line. And I mean, it's just tough. We allowed one or two good offensive possessions for them up and
Yeah.
down the field, and other
Yeah.
than that, our defense
Yeah.
absolutely just mopped the floor of them.
Yeah.
And then our offense just couldn't get anything going.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Those turnovers, you'd say, oh, it was just those couple turnovers and we would have won, but it's been 3 games straight
Yeah.
that we've had
Yeah.
bad turnovers.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I have two like basic observations, and the first is I don't know if this Vikings team is good or not.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if we're a good team, or if we're just talking ourselves into thinking we're a good team and rationalizing all these losses. I think there's no question that we have the talent, we have the potential, and like we've seen that. We went toe to toe with the Rams. We should have beat the Saints. Like every part of this team, offense and defense, okay, not the special teams, but the offense and the defense can be really, really good.
Yeah.
But we also can just be really bad. And the other like quick observation I'll make is the Bears are better than I thought they were, man. Now, not their offense,
Yeah.
but like their offense is, I'm not that impressed, but their defense was freaking dominant, man, and they made us look terrible most of the game offensively.
Yeah, I'd say their defense playing at home is pretty daunting. I mean, like with that huge crowd, I mean, and just the field conditions, like I'd mentioned before, definitely rough. And I think that it's safe to say that we're an elite defensive team. I mean, maybe the best, maybe one of the best defense, like especially this year. I mean, what other good defenses are there really this year? I mean, I clearly take us over anybody else as far as a defense. But it's weird because at the beginning of the year when our defense wasn't playing good and our offense was lighting it up, now that offense has kind of dwindled away.
Yeah.
And Kirk Cousins looks like maybe some of the people in the league have figured him out a little bit, how to razzle him, because he's still bouncing balls off linemen's heads because he can't throw over the defensive line for whatever reason. He has malfunctions where he just throws the ball into the opponent's hands. It's 2 pick sixes in the past 3 games. And I mean, it's not that he's a bad quarterback. I'm not sitting here like, oh, Kirk Cousins is a bust. I mean, he's worth the money because he's shown you how good he was. I mean, that game in Green Bay alone is like, all right, you can do it. But I mean, he's just weird. Like he's just a weird quarterback. And I mean, I think our game plan, and Zimmer has said it in a few of his press conferences since, that they were really planning on running the ball, and it just got screwed over. As soon as they started trying to run the ball, we got into a whole 14-0. Or I guess it was 11. Oh, it was 14-0 because they went for the 2-point conversion. As soon as we got into a hole, I mean, that offensive, like, the whole plan was screwed over.
Yeah.
And I mean,
the thing that kills me about the game plan was everyone knows Khalil Mack is dominant at this point, and yet we still came out for at least the first quarter and a lot of the first half trying to like single like block him. Riley Reef was just kidding. I mean, just destroyed. And there was one play, I don't know if you saw it, where Khalil Mack just stiff-armed straight into his chest and just sent him flying. And then, like, in the second half, they started chipping on him a little bit, having Dalvin Cook and Latavius. And that worked, and that contained him. And it's like, why were we not doing that the entire game? It really seemed like we were surprised that Khalil Mack is a dominant pass rusher. And to me, like, the entire game plan on offense should have started with, okay, how do we keep Khalil Mack from wreaking havoc? We just didn't do it, and it's frustrating.
I mean, it seems like a poor offensive game plan. I mean, like that's what I can chalk it up to. I think Zimmer did a really good job. Like our defense showed resiliency because we gave up some points early. We got put into some bad situations. Had some really bad penalty calls. I mean, Eric Kendricks roughing like unnecessary roughness out of bounds on like what would have been like a 3rd and 12 coming up after that play, automatic first down. We have the one on our linebacker that's playing for Barr.
Wilson.
Wilson, where he just kind of like shrugs off the people taunting him and he waves his hand, gets another 15-yard penalty, and that was another big one.
Yeah.
I mean, some rough things, but our defense stayed strong through the whole time, and that's an offense that has been playing really good against every team and is playing at home, and we really pretty much shut them down. But the offensive game plan, man, it was run the ball, and we couldn't do it. And I feel like we didn't know what to do. At the end of the game, we looked like the Vikings as of the beginning of the year, where we got Kirk Cousins just dropping back every single time. We're running the hurry up to keep the defensive line a little bit more tired. It seemed to be working, and I mean they were playing prevent, but they were still sending people, and they weren't getting pressure.
Yeah. No, man, the defense did enough to win. The offense was not good. I agree. The game plan was really shoddy. But like the offensive line completely let us down again. Yeah. And the turnovers, like we can't have turnovers.
I mean, you could pick one of those things, and I think we probably win those games. But we lost all those battles. The O-line was terrible. The game plan was bad. The running game was bad. And then the unreal turnovers, man. It was a pick. Like we threw a pick six again. Yeah. It's like
Yeah. I'm really wondering like who these Vikings are. Like we have seen the potential, no doubt, but this is starting to feel like some previous seasons where, like, let's be honest, we just weren't that good of a team, and we try to talk ourselves into it, and we try to tell ourselves this is a Super Bowl team. They're not looking like it, but there's still time to get a turnaround.
Hey, home against Green Bay will be a big test, and then we get the Patriots on the road.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, if we can turn around and win next week,
we can still take three of four, then I'll stand by my word. But it's
even all it takes is a win next week, and we're feeling good again.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're right. If we then can go into New England and win that one too, then all of a sudden we forget all about this. It's just getting to the point where we've had too many of those losses. Like it's like, oh well, if the Bills game didn't happen, oh well, if Daniel Carlson didn't miss an extra point in Green Bay, like
but it's
there's just a lot of
repetitively.
Yeah. Like at some point,
seeming like an identity.
Here's one thing I really hope that I hope Zimmer is not losing control of the team a little bit. You know, like because early on, like everybody, and I think they still do love Zimmer. It seems like, but like. The discipline hasn't been there as much. Like, we've had some stupid penalties on defense. The turnovers, like, we just haven't seemed mentally sharp. Like, the first couple of years, I felt like we were never really outcoached.
Yeah.
And several games this year, I felt like we were outcoached. The players weren't there mentally. So, I don't know, man. I hope we could just be overreacting. That's what we do. We're fans. We're depressed. But I'm not feeling real good right now.
Yeah, we'll see. Apparently, all the players said in their post-game press conferences that Zimmer said these specific things that they didn't do. He was like, we can't turn over the ball in the red zone. We got to score in the red zone, and we got to do a couple other things. And they pretty much did the opposite the whole game. Yeah. So it still goes to show that like Zimmer had the right things in mind.
Yeah,
I'm still a big Zimmer fan.
I'm a big Zimmer fan too, man. I'm a huge Zimmer fan. I just hope that the team. Some coaches wear out their welcome, and I just hope that Zimmer's not going down that road because I want him to be our coach for the next 10 years. You know.
Agreed. All right. Well, tune in next week or later this week, and we'll preview the Packers game. Hang in there, Vikings fans.
Yeah. Just wait until Thursday. We'll be pumped up and ready to go again.
That's right. That's right.
In the meantime, me and Greg killed a nice bottle of scotch last night watching the game, and it was just
good.
So, whatever it takes to get through the week, guys.
All right, see ya.